Oh, yeah.
Peace and blessings, everybody. Welcome to Chazzwins. That's right. I win because you make that happen. You all always support and continue to show up and show out all the time. And that's what makes me a winner, because you're winners. So thank you for that. I appreciate it. I wanted to do something different, get back into creating, get back into making content. And if you're like me, there's a lot going on, right? There's always a lot going on. So I'm going to start a series, a creator creation series. It'll be primarily on my favorite media broadcasting, GTRIBE Global. GTRIBEglobal.com, formerly Grind City TV on Roku, is now GTRIBEglobal.com. So check it out. You already know what to do. Go check it out right now. Subscribe and follow, because there are great and wonderful things happening there as well. And without GTRIBEglobal.com, Chazzwins probably wouldn't be sitting here, because that's where I started off my social media journey. I always want to pay homage. Is it homage or homage? I don't know. But shout out to GTRIBEglobal.com. Always holding it down, always holding me down. Shout out to K-Bay. And we are going to continue to shine. That's right. See that light? That's not just off my head. That's just because of all the good things that are happening. But I digress already. See, I can't even have a positive show, a real serious show, because I'm just not built that way. You know, I'm a little bit in and out between the lines, and that's okay. I think there's a lot of people in this universe who are like that. But a couple things today. Number one, GTRIBE TV, right there. Everything's on the screen. I'm being purposeful. I'm being impactful. And I'm going into the new year doing just that. And being purposeful and impactful in what I'm doing it with a purpose, and hopefully changing someone's life in some kind of way. It may not be on a monumental scale. It may be just minute. Who knows? Maybe positive, maybe negative. But that is the goal. So we're going to keep on doing that and keep on moving forward with that. Also, you may have noticed that's me on the other screen. Well, let me slide over here. Yeah. I can't do a video about someone else and not talk about me. Of course, your boy's on Spotify as AKA C-Dizzle, my stage performer. Also, all of the other social medias as well, and YouTube. So if you want to support me, the most impactful way that you can do that is by signing up and following on Spotify, and more importantly, if you're on Tidal, if you're on GTRIBE, if you're on anything, just follow and support. Just watch, listen, put me in rotation on Spotify. Put me on your rotation and on your playlist, because that's going to help me out a lot. And everybody knows at this point in time, right, we're all selling something on social media. Well, just like everybody else, I got bills to pay. And following me on my social media journey, with contributing here and everywhere else I am, helps me out a lot. I do have a regular job. I got to hustle. Technically, I'm retired, but nobody stays retired, especially at the age of 55. So I'm working on some things that give me pleasure, that help out family, and that's my main thing right now. And we're going to dive into those things as well, because I got another project in the other garage, in the garage over here. We're going to get into a little bit, and that's with my detailing company, Clean Sweep Detail. I've been doing it for a long time, rebranding with that as well. So there's a whole bunch of newness happening. But like I said, we're doing impactful things with a purpose. But let's get into this right here. So, and this was just a introductory, basically just get back to who I am and what's going on and where I'm at, where I've been. Just kind of going through the GTRIBEglobal.com. It's a pretty neat website. It is. It has everything that's going on, and yes, I have a feature section there called Chazzwins, along with the other participants on GTRIBE. So make sure you do it. Make sure you do it, not just for me, but for the other independent artists, content creators, the owner, it's all small business. And you know, at this point in time, small businesses are more important than ever. I run a few myself. I support a lot here in the city, independent folks. And as you know, as we can see throughout the political landscape and everything else happening in our country right now, people are turning to self and community more than ever. So do yourself a favor, do us a favor, and follow and keep on following and keep talking about us. Now, I know this is that part that nobody really wants to hear. You don't want to hear about me talking about where to subscribe, where to go. You want to be entertained. You want to be educated. You want to be entertained and educated. Maybe you don't know what you want. It's up to us to figure out what you want and how you want it. Okay? So that happens by interaction. It's a symbiotic relationship. Your comments, your concerns, your emails, your likes, your shares, all that lets people like me know where you're at or what's going on. All right. So today, I just wanted to give a shout out to my GTRIBE global family and everyone else that supports Chazzwins and everyone who has been with me for a long time. I'm going to briefly talk about, let me turn this down for a minute. Just briefly talk about some of the things that you as a content creator may or may not be going through or dealing with. So we're just going to start with the basics real quick. And I think the most important thing, number one, the most important thing is to just do it. It's the old Nike slogan, but it works. Just do it. Turn on your camera. You don't have to have a fancy camera. You don't have to have a fancy phone. Just turn it on. Today, most of the phones and cameras and everything are top quality. I do a lot of and probably most of my recording on my phone right now, and I'm just using a Razr, a Motorola Razr. Nothing fancy. There's many, many, many phones out there that are much. I sound like somebody else. There are many, many phones. They all work great, but mine is better. You could use whatever you want, but the quality is great. And what's nice about them, it's easier to just upload to social media. So yeah, just do it. Don't sit around thinking about it, pondering it. Yes, there are some times when people, it's necessary to have the proper lighting. It's necessary to have the proper sound. It's necessary to all that stuff at times. But in general, if you just want to get moving and get motivated, and if you just want to put something out there and your message is more important than the actual imagery or the sound, then by all means, just do it. Seriously. There's times to go back and fix stuff if you need to. You know, if this is a commercial I was working on, everything would be perfect. The lighting would be cinematic. The sound would be almost like near Dolby sound quality. We would have the Doppler radar going in the background, whatever. You know what I mean? That's the whole thing. But that's another level. And yes, I can be there and be at that. But right now, I'm focusing on just the mobility and doing things that we used to call in the Army, back in the day, we used to have black boots. Now they got all brown, sand color, whatever. So, but when they were all black, there was a thing called, people used to have to spit shine their boots in boot camp or whatever. And you had to do other things too. But you definitely had to keep your boots. And same thing in the Air Force and the Coast Guard. They wanted you to have, I was in all three branches. Got to throw that out there. They wanted you to have shiny boots. But honestly, all you had to do is have black and serviceable boots. Serviceable, which means they could have some wax on. As long as they weren't dusty and ashy, you were good to go. So that's all I'm saying to you. Same principle. Do something. Don't sit around, because you'll think yourself and talk yourself out of whatever you want to do in the first place. Plenty of times to tweak it, but I know if you put it down on tape, once you get it, nobody uses tape. Once you get it, it's always easy to go back and edit it and just put it out there. And a 15-minute, 20-minute clip of anything, whether you're recording something at the mall, outside, whatever, that might serve as a tool for later on, because you can make clips out of that. You can go back and dissect it, chop that up, whatever. So I'm just saying that is going to be more helpful than anything else. And I'll do this creator series. I'll start a creator series where I will literally go through the steps that I found important, the things that I've learned along the way, to really, as a videographer, I've learned so many tricks and so many ways to do things that I don't want to sit on that knowledge to myself. And yes, technology is changing. They got all kind of equipment, but you could have $1 million worth of equipment and not use it. What difference is it going to make? You can have $1 million worth of equipment and not do it right, and it won't matter. So the thing is, there's a time and place, a way to do these things, and hopefully we're going to get into them. We're going to do those things. I know, like I said, I'm working on another thing right now. I'm always working on something. In my garage is where I do most of my detailing, but we do have another location coming, and my primary goal is in support of my son and daughter. They work very hard, very tirelessly on their empire, their businesses. They have several different businesses down here in Pittsburgh. One of them is the Hook and Fish, the only black-owned Hook and Fish in Pittsburgh, down at the waterfront homestead, right across from Aldi. So check them out. Also, a car rental business called A to B Rental on Turo. We'll get into that more later. I mainly take care of the vehicles, keep them running, keep them looking and smelling good, because that's what we do at Clean Sweep Detailing. I'm just going to edit that out like that never happened. So we make it look good, make it smell good. It's kind of what we do here. And there's a way, it kind of ties in together, because this is a way to make everything look and sound good if you know how to do it. And hopefully all these things combined, you'll get a better idea of what you need to do. And maybe you can share something with me, impart some ideas, exchange of ideas. That'd be pretty dope. So that's all we're talking about now. It's just getting started, staying motivated. The avenues are there. It doesn't cost any money. You probably already have everything you need. If it's a cell phone and internet, that's all you need to get started. There are systems, there are people, there are things that get deeper and deeper and deeper and more professional. They're there, and you can go that route too. And I think at this point, the confidence that I have is that I've done that and ventured out. Some of the things weren't successful. Some of the things were just learning experiences. But the key is that you take all that, store it up here, and you use it when you need it. And then it gets back to being fun. Like, who wants to go to work all the time? Who wants what you're doing to be work? I get that. If it's work, it ain't fun, and you don't want to do it. It's like, that's why people call off. But when you're living your own life, creating your own pathway, you don't want to call off, because it's you. You're responsible for what's happening. And I'm using this new technique right now. It's called the Follow Me Cam. It ain't nothing really. I just made it up. It's just me holding on to my monopod and moving it around. Hopefully, seamlessly, it looks like there's a camera crew. And that's what I'm doing. I don't have a camera crew. Something I'll be working on. I collaborate on projects at times when I need to, but for the most part, it's just me. And I think that we have in common. Oftentimes, as creators, we're working by ourselves, doing everything. So, time is short, and you want to hurry up and create something, not because you're in a rush, but sometimes that's what the job dictates. So you got to learn how to be the sound person, the writer, the director, sometimes the actor, and all that. And that's when being a content creator can be challenging, but it also very rewarding. But I will say this, I have a tremendous support system, family, friends here and locally in Pittsburgh who are always in my corner. I can put a call out for something and people will come running. So I've been blessed that way to have just people who also believe in the message of putting out good energy, being impactful, being purposeful, and we share our journeys, we share cups of coffee, we share stories, ideas, songs, all that, break bread together. And those things are important. So it's not just on the internet. It's not just social media. This is like actual combine our lives together. It's a hybrid, if you will, living. We do things and we interact. And that's important. It's important to have that, to be able to reciprocate, unlike precipitate, which means the rain comes down, and that's the angry weatherman. And I don't want to get into that because we ain't going to talk about him. Some of y'all know what I'm talking about. And yes, I'm always going to try to keep it light. I'm always going to try to keep people smiling, because this is what I do. That's just how I feel. I didn't feel that way all the time. There have been times where it was hard for me to smile, and I will talk about that later as well. But at this point in my journey, here I am. I'm taking the world by storm, one day at a time, 1 hour at a time, one thought at a time. And that, for me, has been very, very helpful. Structure. It's the little bit of structure I do work with, and I do try to stand by, because everything else in my life is hectic. It's always ongoing. And honestly, I don't think I could just sit in one room all day long and watch TV or sit somewhere. Unless it's a beach somewhere and I got unlimited supply of coffee and just listening to the waves crashing against the shoreline and the seabirds are chirping, and as they, all that. I could do that just about anywhere. But to get there, we're going to need resources. So the way we're doing things here, hopefully we could learn some resources to help you build a little bit. Get monetized is a big thing. And I've been monetized. I've been getting checks. I got to be honest, it ain't nothing big that I could retire for real off of, but it's not quite small either. So it's been a combination of everything I've been doing, some with the music, some with you following, some with donations, some with just my business on the side as a content creator, some with a director, a videographer, some and mostly is with being able to get out here and detail cars, which I'm quite good at. You know, I won't say anything about a lot of things that I'm an expert at, but when it comes to cleaning, I'm your guy. I'm the original Mr. Clean. Matter of fact, they stole that from me. So the bald head, everything, that's me. Earring, I don't even wear an earring anymore because he stole that. So I gotta, differentiate myself. But I do that well, always looking for new ways to continue to get better. And actually working on, and we're gonna get to that later. I'm gonna probably do show you what I'm working on. I'm trying to develop my own foam cannon regiment for outside in these winter months out here. A lot of projects, a lot of products, and a lot of stuff on the market that you can buy. But I like to create stuff that I don't have to pay money for and that work out for me. So we're going to talk about that too. So as you can see, there's going to be a lot going on here on Chazzwins and a lot going on at GTRIBEglobal.com. So you are just going to have to keep on checking back to see what's going on. That's all I can tell you right now. The rest of it, consider this a teaser because I ain't going to put everything on these social medias. There's going to be stuff on there too. And you just don't know where I'm going to show up and what I'm going to be doing. But you can bet it'll be dope. It'll be impactful and it'll be purposeful. That's how we go into 2026. I don't want to hear the whole new me, new year, everything. It's always a new me every day when I wake up. It's a new me, new opportunity. So some of you pessimistic folks out there, I don't know what to tell you. Get some happiness in your life. Get some Arabica bean coffee in your life. Get some hoe cakes. I don't know. Hoes got to eat too. Do something. Just quit being negative. All right, y'all. We'll be looking for you, so come back often. Peace. Oh, yeah.